So I grew up in India. I grew up in Odisha, in a really small town. And then when I was 16, I got a scholarship to go to Singapore. So I finished my +2 in Singapore in boarding school. A series of big changes for me. Investment banking to Uber, back to India after 16 years, whole new city, building something from the ground up. So I started this journey, right, by quitting Barclays, trying to figure out where is it that I wanted to be. And through the course of INSEAD, that became clearer and clearer. And none of the jobs which sort of came on campus were what I wanted to get into. So I knew that what I was sort of striving for was harder to get. But I felt I was in a position for the first time in my life where I had the different pieces of the puzzle together and I could actually make it happen. So I decided not to take the easy way out because I felt that with the network I had and with the education I had and everything else, I could sort of move into the space where I wanted to move into. If I hadn't taken the decisions that I'd taken, would I still be in Uber at this point in time? Eventually what happened was someone in Johannesburg that I knew reached out to someone in London who in turn put in a recommendation to Travis Kalanick, the CEO of Uber, who then ended up interviewing me in Singapore. So it was clearly global connections which ended up getting me this job. I got into Cambridge, which was sort of like a dream come true, right? It's a fabled place that you hear about. Everyone sort of hears of it, and I started the financing process really late, and it just didn't happen, right? And that was a huge blow to me personally at that point in time because there's like 100 things which are going in your favor, and you're complaining about this one or two people sort of coming in your way. Get creative, enjoy your time there, and figure out how you can crack it, right? So that sort of spun the whole thing on its head, which was instead of moping and sort of feeling disappointed with myself, I was like, hey, there's 100 different things which are going really well for me. How do I sort of leverage all of that and sort of push it while having fun at the same time? And eventually it sort of led to turning things around. If after having done all of that, you feel that it's a worthwhile thing to sort of go towards and pursue, then you should be brave enough to walk away from what is that you're doing. Hustle is basically going out and closing deals. Hustle is not taking no for an answer. Hustle is sales. Hustle is all of those things, right? And that is a very difficult combination to find in people. Most people who are extremely analytical don't have hustle. And most people who are hustlers are not very analytical. A lot of you will do well academically. A lot of you will have amazing innate abilities around design or creativity or a lot of those things, right? But that needs to couple with something else to sort of get you sustained success. And I think one of the most underrated qualities is resilience. If you're resilient, it means that you can fail and you can pick yourself up and you can go back at it again. Because openings don't come all the time. Opportunities don't always grow on trees, and there's people who sort of create opportunities but then are afraid to seize them. Right? So yeah, create those opportunities, work towards it, think about where you're going. And in that context, quitting makes sense.